Hello, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, however you would like to be on this wonderful, wonderful day. uh, I'm at a radio day, that's what it is. I think that's what it was, I think. Oh, brain's just fried. Hope everything's okay with you guys out there. Keeping fit, ready to drop, and get a bit of activity on the bands. We'll see what 40 meters holds for us this evening. Turn that volume down. Hopefully. Now then, it has been a while since I've put calls out on the radio. Simply because it's been extremely quiet. I'm saying it's been quiet. I haven't really been interested in the radio, as it were. Took a bit of time away. I have done a couple of one or two streams where we've had a listen, explained a couple of things, and as you generally do, have a bit of a rant. You know, as you do. You're human. You know. We've all got our pet hates and loves with a hobby. Everybody does. I just need to take a little bit of time, away from it, just to get me head into other things. Yes, I have been streaming other things as well. Got to mix things up a little bit. So, 40 meters. It looks quite noisy, to say the least. I am going to try and put a few calls out on the band. We'll have a listen beforehand, see what we can hear. If I can identify the country that this station's working from, I shall let you guys know. Like I say, hopefully you guys have all been having fun, enjoying the bands while I've been otherwise occupied. You know, as you do. So I will be operating 40 meters tonight for about an hour or so. I'm not expecting any form of pile up. I'm not expecting loads of stations to come back to us. It's just a case of get on, give it a go, and you know the drill. It's been a while since I've been on. I just thought explain a little bit. What is HF for you guys that are looking at this and looking at the display thinking, what the heck has he got in the background? Well, simply put, what you see in that display is the operation of a radio that is sat in front of us. Software. It can be operated via the computer if need be. I do like to operate it from the radio itself in front of us. If you're wondering what that is, it's the IC7300 from ICOM. If you want to have a look on the search engine on Tinternet, take a look, see, search the radio, and you'll see exactly what it is. Entry level radio for the price. Big, I'm seeing a big sturdy rig. It's a small, sturdy, well built radio. What can you do with it? Well, you can talk to people around the world. Simple put. With the use of the radio and an aerial or antenna, as some people would like to call them, aerials, elevated above the ground, you can talk to people around the world. So, what does that mean? Free, basically it's free communication. You do have to sit a license, a few exams to get the full qualification, as it were, as some people have put it. Get the qualification to operate the radio at its full potential. 100 watts out the radio, some have 200 plus. with the use of an amplifier allowing here in the UK 400 watts. 400 watts I hear you say, that's not a lot of power. To be honest, there are a lot of things that can be done with 100 watts or less. QRP, which is anything up to 5 watts. 5 watts is QRP. However, some people say and will argue 10 watts is QRP. In my eyes, QRP is 5 watts and below. Anyway, yeah, good evening, Jody. Nice to hear you. Nice to see you on there. Cheers for dropping in. To be honest, first time I switched the radio on, so I don't know what the bands have been like. I've been doing other things, as they say, as you must. We'll take a quick listen. There does seem to be it seemed to have dropped out somewhat on the band. We'll take a quick listen. I do know I've got, as you can see on the scope, I do have a little bit of noise. So we'll take a quick listen to a couple of stations. 9 Alpha is Croatia, I believe. I think that's what the station was calling. I may be wrong, he may have been calling. Yeah, 9 Alpha is Croatia. It is a Croatian station putting calls out. So for you guys that are wondering what area I'm just using a vertical antenna, multi-band trapped vertical. It is ground mounted with a ground plane rather than ground radials. What are radials? Basically, it's just wire coming from the base of the aerial, spreading out over the garden there, and yeah. Say hello to the guys.
Hello, and my dad got a new keyboard.
Right.
It's rainbow.
Yeah.
And I love it. I'll never smash it. I'll not. I'll never.
So, as you can see, live stream, it's exactly that.
But
you don't know what.
I won't get a hammer and smash it because it's brand new. But when it's old, I will.
Right.
When it's old, I'll smash this one.
All right.
Not the rainbow one because that one's my favorite, but this one.
Yeah.
I'm like, get a hammer and and that one.
Right. Do you want to go and ask Mum to make a cover? I know. Go on then. Don't pull that over. You will be. Like I say. Sorry. Dry throat.
Dad, Mum said
2 seconds. I'll be back in just a short. The joys of live. Anyway, as I was saying, multi-band vertical antenna, radials is essentially just wire, long lengths of wire, thrown out straight with the aerial in the middle. Simple. There's a lot of people put hundreds, well, between 50 and 100 plus bits of wire underneath the aerial, so it radiates the pattern a bit better. Unfortunately, I've got a ground plane, which is just essentially chicken wire underneath the aerial. Does the same thing, gets similar results. I'm not saying it gets exactly the same, but it does work. So there we go. What am I going to do? I am going to start putting calls out on 40 metres, see what stations we can get, and does anybody want a 7-year-old? Because she's really starting to do me head in. She's free to have a good home. Anybody want to take her? Right, okay. Right.
Dad, tell everyone, if I'm out of the bath, tell me if I want to go to the game.
Right, we'll see, okay.
Because I'm going to tell them to give me 99,000 likes
Right,
in 59 days.
right. Okay.
Tell them.
Right, don't pull that, I'm telling you. Right,
Tell them.
okay, I'll tell them. You,
Tell them now.
I'm not, right.
Tell them.
Right, you go in the bath. Right, sorry about that, guys. As you can tell, live, you don't expect the unexpected. Yeah, welcome, Ernie. Cheers for joining. Please, you had a good day up on the hill. Unfortunately, I couldn't make it. Work commitment, as they say. See when I can get up next. Hopefully soon. Anyway, what am I doing? We're just going to have a quick listen on 40 metres. I will put a few calls out and see what stations I can work. I don't want to bore you too much by just putting calls out and not getting anything. If it does turn out like that, I will just obviously look at something else, look to do something else. So Italy Whiskey 7, that's Italy. Obviously calling DX, which is looking for stations realistically outside of Europe. However, even though they're called DX, if you listen to the station, this is key, if you listen to the station and they don't get any contacts after about 5 or 6 shouts, 9 times out of 10 if you call in, even though they're shouting DX, you can still call in. I'm saying 9 times out of 10 they will accept your call and come back to you, so don't be put off by a station calling CQDX. Radio is radio. Everybody wants to get the contacts, everybody wants to work certain areas, but for me, it doesn't matter what the call sign, what location, what sort of class license you are. I'll work anybody. I'm not bothered, providing they've got a license to operate the radio equipment. Which brings us on to unlicensed operators. Right, I'll turn this down. Unlicensed operators. Can we work an unlicensed operator? Yes, we can. I'm hearing a lot of you say, oh no, you can't work an unlicensed station. Yes, you can, providing that unlicensed operator is sitting with or under supervision of a fully licensed operator. If that fully licensed operator is sitting with the unlicensed operator, that fully licensed operator is in full control of the radio equipment, in control of the PTT, foot switch, whatever it is, and the microphone. So, can we talk to a non-licensed operator? Of course we can. Plenty of people have spoken to them from radio clubs, when we were in the radio clubs, putting a call out, getting the first contact under your belt, as it were, as part of the foundation license course. I'm not sure, they may have changed it. I think they may have scrapped that now, but if, for example, if I was to let Eva operate the radio, can I let her? Yes, I can. I can let her operate the radio and give a greetings message out, providing if HF, if I'm operating the radio and there's a station there and wish to have a chat with Eva, yeah, I ask that station. Common courtesy is to ask the station if they're willing to accept a greetings message from an unlicensed operator. Easy as that. Some countries don't permit communication with unlicensed operators under supervision of a full licensed operator. So be careful if you're operating a radio with a fully licensed operator. 9 times out of 10, the full licensed operator is already getting the QSOs and inviting people to speak to an unlicensed operator. Okay, so always, if you're with if that's the case, and you want to get I don't know, you want to introduce a member of the family into the hobby. You want to introduce the band into the hobby, and they want to make a contact. They want to have a quick greetings message. I'm going to say greetings message, okay, inverted commas. Allow them to get that experience. Allow them to talk to other operators. If you can, double up on the headset, or ideally, rather than having the radio turned up full belt so both of you can hear it, have a splitter on the headset. Get two headsets. You listen to it, and the other person's listening to the same audio that's coming through on a split headset. So yeah, they can potentially operate the radio under supervision of a full licensed operator. Remote operation. I'm just going to go into it. Remote operation. Unfortunately, remote operation here in the UK is only permitted to full licensed operators. That's the way it is. That's unfortunate. However, it's the way the licensing terms and conditions are. If you want to operate your radio remote, you must have a full license here in the UK. I have had a number of 288 intermediate operators ask or inquire about remote operation. Can I operate this station remote even though I'm a 2A? No, unfortunately you can't. It's in your licensing terms and conditions. As frustrating as it is, it gives you something to aim for. You aim for more, basically. More power, more basically operating rights with the hobby. Do what you can. I would always encourage people to go for the full license. Don't just stick to the 10, the foundation license at 10 watts, or the intermediate, it's 50 watts. I would honestly encourage you to go for your full license if you can. If not, then, and if you find it difficult trying to sort of self-educate yourself with the full license, there is support out there. I believe there is a couple of places out there if you do the research to allow you to do a online course for the full license. If not all of them, you can do online courses for all the amateur radio license classes, 3 of them albeit. Do we need the license class any easier? To be honest, no. We don't need it any easier. It's easy enough. It is simple to get your foundation license. It is simple to get on the amateur radio sort of ladder, as it were. Hell, if Lauren can get her foundation license, and she has absolutely no interest in radio, the only interest she has or had is basically 2 meters local, 2 meters FM, just to talk to me while I'm out in the car. Why? Because you can get away with operating the radio in the car. If you want to use a mobile phone, you get 3 points and a lovely little fine for using your mobile phone here in the UK. However, if you're operating a radio, a mobile radio in the car, this is where you've got to be quite careful. They can't prosecute you for operating a device while driving a vehicle. However, they could potentially look at driving without due care and attention, which in turn fine and points. You've got to be careful. They don't really sort of target drivers when they're operating the radios. Those days are long gone. If they want to go down that route and try and prosecute, you've got a fighting battle. You can fight it, and the way you can do it, I'm going to let you do the research. Just remember, emergency services require the use of radios, so potentially they're putting themselves, yes, they've been trained, yes, they've had advanced driving experience. However, operating a radio while in control of a vehicle is still deemed as driving without due care and attention. So just bear that in mind if you're operating a radio. The majority of operators, when they're operating mobile, they tend to have the microphone down on the lap or up against the chest. That's the standard way of operating the radio mobile. If you want to get technical, you can get a fixed push to talk button fitted in the vehicle from the radio. Is it worth it? If you've got the radio in the car at all times. If you don't take it out the car, yes, it's going to be worth it. But if you're going to be taking the radio in and out of the car regularly, it's not worth it. That's my opinion on that anyway. So yeah, got completely sidetracked, and there we go. Just something for you guys to sort of look at if you're operating the radio, and if you feel uncomfortable, if you're unsure of whether to operate the radio in the vehicle. So there we go. Right, 40 meters. It does look as if it's quieting down somewhat. There is a couple of stations. We will take a listen. I'll turn the volume up and we'll have a quick listen. I will put a couple of calls out, find a clear frequency and see what stations I can work. There will be a lot of people out there going, is this right? Do the research and you'll find that I'm near enough there. Here's a big station from Barcelona, Spain. There's our Lou. Does do extremely well. He was, I think Victor Echo is Canada. So there we go. We'll come further down. I think it's having its moments on the band at the minute. For you guys that are wondering what frequency I'm operating, 7 megahertz, 7.000 through to 7.200 here in the UK. Right, we'll give this a go. I'll try 7161. Oh, in fact, no. We'll come down here, 7129. We'll give it a couple of calls, see what it's like, see if we can get any stations in the log. Now, 40 meters, I do know you need that on. And the other one turned off.
Is this frequency in use? Is this frequency in use? Golf 6 Mike November Delta. Is this frequency in use? Golf 6 Mike November Delta. Hello 40, CQ 40 meters, CQ 40 meters, Golf 6 Mike November Delta, Golf 6 Mike November Delta, calling CQ 40 meters, Golf 6 Mike November Delta, listening for any call. Hello 40, CQ 40 meters, CQ, Golf 6, Mike, November Delta, Golf 6, Mike, November Delta, calling CQ 40 meters, Golf 6, Mike, November Delta, Golf 6, Mike, November Delta, listening for any call. Hello 40, CQ 40 meters, Golf 6, Mike, November Delta, Golf 6, Mike, November Delta, calling CQ 40 meters, Golf 6, Mike, November Delta, Golf 6, Mike, November Delta, listening for any call. Hello 40, CQ 40, Golf 6, Mike, November Delta, Golf 6, Mike, November Delta, calling CQ 40 meter, CQ, Golf 6, Mike, November Delta, Golf 6, Mike, November Delta, listening for any call. Hello 40, CQ 40, CQ, Golf 6, Mike, November Delta, Golf 6, Mike, November Delta, calling CQ 40 meters, Golf 6, Mike, November Delta, QRZ. Hello 40, CQ 40, Golf 6, Mike, November Delta, Golf 6, Mike, November Delta, calling CQ 40, CQ, Golf 6, Mike, November Delta, QRZ. Hello 40, CQ 40 meter, CQ, Golf 6, Mike, November Delta, Golf 6, Mike, November Delta, calling CQ 40, CQ, Golf 6, Mike, November Delta, listening for any call. Hello 40, CQ 40 meter, CQ, Golf 6, Mike, November Delta, Golf 6, Mike, November Delta, calling 40 meters, Golf 6, Mike, November Delta, QRZ.
Really quiet. I'm not going to continue just calling CQ. I recognise that one. Some stations don't like to listen. They just want to try and go over the top of everybody. That's bad operating. So he's beaming for Japan. That's a Croatian station beaming for Japan. We'll take a listen on. Let's have a think. 80 meters. See what's there. That's just not good. Noise on noise here. And top band, that's going to be really quiet at the moment. Nothing happening there yet. Hopefully 40 meters.
Using a vertical antenna, 1x4 lambda monoband is our made antenna. Strongest signal.
I'll give it a try. We'll give 40 meters another try, give it another go. Tell you what, we'll go. We'll go up here. We'll go 170, give that a try. Maybe not, because there's a station there. That's the other thing, is key, listening for stations. Because you don't want to go over the top of them, you don't want to cause them problems. So I'll come back down here. Go 7128. You always ask if the frequency's clear and then start calling. If nobody comes back here. We'll try that again.
Is this frequency in use? Is this frequency in use? Golf 6, Mike, November Delta. Is this frequency in use? Is this frequency in use? Golf 6, Mike, November Delta. Is this frequency in use? Golf 6, Mike, November Delta. Is this frequency in use? Hello, 40, CQ 40 meter, CQ 40, Golf 6, Mike, November Delta, Golf 6, Mike, November Delta, calling CQ 40, CQ 40 meter, CQ, Golf 6, Mike, November Delta, Golf 6, Mike, November Delta, calling CQ 40, CQ 40 meters, Golf 6, Mike, November Delta, Golf 6, Mike, November Delta, calling CQ 40, CQ 40 meters, Golf 6, Mike, November Delta, listening for any call. Hello, 40, CQ 40 meter, CQ, Golf 6, Mike, November Delta, Golf 6, Mike, November Delta, calling CQ 40, CQ 40, Golf 6, Mike, November Delta, Golf 6, Mike, November Delta, QRZ. Hello, 40, CQ 40 meter, CQ, Golf 6, Mike, November Delta, Golf 6, Mike, November Delta, calling CQ 40, CQ 40 meters, Golf 6, Mike, November Delta, QRZ. Hello, 40, CQ 40 meter, CQ, Golf 6, Mike, November Delta, Golf 6, Mike, November Delta, calling CQ 40, CQ 40 meters, Golf 6, Mike, November Delta, QRZ.
Yeah, you're right there, Geordie. It's one of those things at the minute, just trying to and, you know, if you don't try, you don't know what you're going to get. Now I'm 2 KCs, I was 2 KCs above him. So if you can imagine, he's got a relatively clean signal, however. I'm wondering, I'll tell you what, I'll switch over to 20 meters. And swing the beam for North America-ish. We'll see if we can hear anything. Maybe I might just get noise off the power lines. A bit of CW further down there. Actually, 20 meters is quiet. So that's now North America. Internet is really quiet, which I'm very surprised at. See if we can get it is really quiet, isn't it? So Echo was Echo Alpha 8. Echo Alpha 8 Delta Hotel Victor. Just all I'm doing is just listening. It's the only station that's actually on the band, to be honest. Looking at the waterfall, there's absolutely nothing else. Maybe a couple of stations on FT8, but that's... There we go. So there is activity on 20 meters, but nothing fantastic. So that's some a little bit further up. No. It is. It's really, really quiet. So there we go. 20 meters is not really that busy. Have a listen on 40 meters CW. There's a little bit more activity down here. Oh, it's quick. Jesus. That's quick. Yeah. Sierra, that's Sierra 57 Delta X-ray. Most people know that call sign. It's what a lot of people are using though, isn't it? Wow. Yeah. 40 meters is busy. Definitely busy, but just rattling through them. No. That's one of them things, something different. So there is stations there to be had on 40 meter CW. Lima Yankee 8. I think that was Alpha. Lima E. Yeah. Yeah, Lima Yankee 8 Alpha. So there we go. A little bit of activity. So hopefully we'll see if the band opens up later on. We'll give it a go a little bit later on. I might do a stream later on the radio. But yeah, there is stations there to be had. Turn that back down a little bit. So I think that's why one of the why I haven't been on the radio too much. Obviously, been busy with work and other things, finding something else to occupy my mind. I don't want to keep bringing you. I know, obviously, one of the places I do stream to is an amateur radio, the amateur radio live stream page on Facebook. But I don't just want to keep putting streams out there on the radio where I'm not working anybody. I don't want to continue doing that all the time, because it does get boring for you guys. I admit, I've watched the streams back now, gone, oh really, is it that bad? Yes, I do watch the streams back, have a scan through, make sure the stream has gone through essentially, and there's no sort of problems with it. However, if I feel that the stream's too bad, there's not a lot of activity, I do tend to remove that stream at a time. So there's not a great deal of activity happening on the bands at the moment. Hopefully the next couple of weeks I will try and bring a little bit of activity on the bands. I'm saying on the bands, a little bit more activity to the bands. See if we can get any contacts. Some of them will be early morning. Try to get what's it called, a couple of VK stations or ZLs. For you guys that are not aware of what that means, VK is Australia prefix, and ZLs are New Zealand prefix, location prefixes. See what we can work. If I can work them, happy days. If not, at least we've tried. I do try and encourage people to, even on a quiet band, just to put calls out. You've got to try and sort of balance things out a little bit. You don't want to sort of hammer the radio all the time, because it does become quite wearing on you, and you do become quite tired of the radio. Was that station? He was calling for Japan before, though, wasn't he? That Hotel Bravo 9 station. I'm sure I've worked him before. Obviously off stream. I'm almost positive. No, I thought I had. Maybe one for later on. Anyway, so all right. I thought he was beaming for Japan when he was calling CQ. I thought he was calling for JS stations, unless I've just caught him at the wrong part, at the wrong point of the QSO, where he was trying to pull a station out. It happens. Anyway, right. If you's are just joining, I'm going to disappear. If you've been here a while, I might just stay a little bit longer. Nah, I'm joking, guys. Yeah, bands are quite quiet. Wait, 40 meters. It looks like it's starting to pick up a little bit. It may pick up a little bit later in the evening, as it generally does, to be honest. We'll see. We'll see what happens later on. If I bring a stream to you later on and it's on the radio, happy days for some of you guys. If not, and I'm streaming something else, unfortunately the bands were quite, I was saying quite poor. They're not poor, they're just sort of my location. It is, I am located in a really bad place. Not exactly the best location, but it's all part of the challenge. That's the way I look at it. So there we go. Right, I'm going to leave it there. Look after yourselves. Take it easy. I know I haven't done much in the way of radio. I haven't even got any contacts in the log. Other than, I think I only work a couple of stations and switch a radio off and do other things. But really, what I should do is do a stream, and it's just contacts. We'll see. Anyway, guys, take it easy. Look after yourselves, and enjoy the rest of the evening. I'm out of here. 7-3 from the small station out of the northeast UK. It's Golf 6 Mike November Delta off and clear. Take it easy, guys. 7-3.